Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and this is the Lenovo Yoga Book C930, which is a new version of Lenovo's dual-screen laptop, which is coming in October for about $1,000 and up. The second generation model, like the first generation, has sort of a traditional laptop-style screen, but it also has this touch-sensitive area. The difference is the new version has an e-ink secondary display, so you can actually toggle back and forth between different views. And in this case, we've got something where you can use pen to write, or you can go to the keyboard. There's also support for an e-reader mode that allows you to view documents or PDFs for reading. So you can flip this over into tablet mode and use it as a device for reading, or as a more traditional laptop-style device. Now, when I say a traditional laptop style, I mean a laptop assuming you're okay with typing and not being able to actually feel any tactile feedback, because as you type, you get a little bit of sort of vibration, but you don't actually feel the keys moving because they're not physical keys. They're all just sort of virtual keys. It's an interesting concept, and it gives you sort of this interesting way to interact with the device. It takes a little getting used to, but it is points for originality. It's a thin and light device with a it weighs about 1.7, 1.8 pounds. 1.7 pounds for a Wi-Fi only model, or a little bit more with a version with LTE. And it's very thin, very light, measures about 0.4 inches thick when folded into tablet mode or laptop mode with the clamshell style down. So you can see we've got one here that's closed up behind us, and then this version here, which is sort of converted to tablet. At 1.8 pounds with a 10.8-inch display, it's pretty comfortable to hold in one hand as a tablet. And it's got buttons on the side here. We've got the power and volume buttons, so you can access them whether you're using it in tablet or tent mode. Now, an interesting thing is when you switch over to tablet mode, the back is disabled by default, but you can tap it twice and turn it into a tablet that'll turn off the front screen and just turn on this back display so that you can use it for writing or drawing. Writing. And my handwriting's awful, but I can just go ahead and erase. Flip it back into laptop mode, and the screen will come back on momentarily, and we have a choice of using different modes. Keyboard mode does not work in the slate-only view that we just saw before. In terms of specifications, it has up to an Intel Core i5 7 Wi-Fi 4 Kaby Lake processor. It's got 4 gigs of RAM, up to 256 gigs of PCIe SSD storage, up to 8.5 hours of battery life from a 36 watt-hour battery. Primary display is 2560 by 1600 pixel LCD IPS touchscreen display. That's a 10.8-inch screen, and the secondary display is a 1080p 1920 by 1080 screen, which is also 10.8 inches. And we've got stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos sound, 2 USB 3.1 Type-C ports, and a fingerprint reader, which is up here, I believe. So overall, it's one of the more unusual devices, even though it's actually not the first Yoga Book with a dual-screen setup, but it's the first one with an e-ink screen instead of the Wacom digitizer the first generation had. And you get sort of adaptive capabilities here, like that optional touchpad area. And it's a kind of neat device. I'm not entirely sure how practical it is, but it's something that if you are a fan of pen input, if you're looking for something that's more tablet than laptop at times, it's something that allows you a little bit of the best of both worlds while focusing more on the tablet side of things, I think, than a typical laptop, whereas a lot of convertible laptops really feel like laptops first and tablets second. So that is the Yoga Book C930, coming in October for $1,000 and up. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing.